Araw po mga kaprotectors. Ito po ang inyong lingkod, Brad Ruel Rodriguez, na kasama nyo sa pagprotekta ng bayan saan mang sulok ng kalawakan. At kasama pa rin po natin syempre si Attorney Eric, ang ating tagapayo, ang ating rockstar na tagapayo na si Attorney Eric. At syempre, si Ate Iras. At hi na rin syempre kay Doc Chard, no? At kay paring Al Francis. Yan, welcome po ngayon mga kaprotectors, no, sa ating episode. Napakainit po ng ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw. Anti-Terrorism Bill. Protected ba ako? Yan. The controversial Anti-Terrorism Bill, allow me to read this, that the President certified as urgent was transmitted by the Senate and the House of Representatives last Monday of June 8th and received by Malacanang the following day. Amidst the dissent from the different sectors of society, human rights group, business, and the academe, the churches, the religious groups, the Department of Justice was tasked to review the contentious provisions. Which provisions are this? Why so? And why the need and urgency to amend the Human Security Act of 2007 or the existing anti-terrorism law. This we will learn more today and we will be discussing this lengthily. At syempre kasama pa natin, no, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, no, si Attorney Eric and Ate Iras. Hi po kayo diyan.
Magandang gabi po.
Yan.
Magandang gabi po mga ka-protectors. Ako po si Attorney Eric, ang inyong tagapayo. Hi Ate Iras.
Hello po. So very exciting yung topic natin. Pero before that, hello po sa mga ka-protectors natin sa Luzon, na imbang rabii po. Mga ka-protectors natin sa Visayas, maayong gabi kaninyong tanan. At sa mga ka-protectors natin sa Mindanao, mapiya agagawi. Lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga kababaihan dito sa Pilipinas at sa buong mundo. Dahil tayo po ay nagkakaisang Pilipino, kakayanin po natin ma-overcome ang COVID-19 crisis po na ito. Kaya I invite everyone to join us in a prayer, anuman po anyong reliyon o paniniwala. We offer this prayer po sa ating mga kababayang Pilipino, mga medical and health workers na ating frontliners, mga enablers, ating pamahalaan, mga supporters ng simbahan, private organizations, mga prayer warriors, mga bayaning OFWs, at para po sa ating inang bayan at sa buong sangkatauhan. Let us pause for a few seconds to remember those people who got sick, those who died due to COVID-19 and their families.
Please be with us and enfold us today, tomorrow, and during the time ahead. We make our prayer in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
Ayan, maraming salamat po muli kay Father Bobby Mac Rojas ng Salesians of Don Bosco for the very beautiful prayer solemnly recited by our very own Patnubay Buwan. At this point, again, we would like to welcome po ang ating mga kaprotectors. Marami na po kaming nababasa no na dito sa aming comments. Maria, can I? Yeah, babasahin ko lang po yung iba, no? Thank you. Yan. So, yan, kaya hi, Miss Maria Balange, and who else here? Wait, this is not the one. Ayun, si, Hilario Salongsogan. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yun, later on we will read the others, ha? I was given, yeah, maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood, mga kaprotectors. Napaganda po ng ating pag-uusapan ngayong araw. No, ito po ang Anti-Terrorism Bill. And ready na po ba kayo sa ating question of the week? Sagutin nyo lang po ang tanong na sa gitna ng pandemya, napapanahon bang pagtuunan ng atensyon ang pag-amyenda ng batas laban sa terorismo? O bakit hindi? Yan. I-comment lang po ang inyong mga sagot. Ang may pinakamagandang sagot ay mananalo ng 200 pesos worth of load. Kaya mga kaprotectors, sagot na! Ate Iras, ano ba ang exciting lineup natin for today?
Ayun, Brad Rowell. Ngayon po sa ating episode 15, Anti-Terrorism Bill, Protected ba ako? Ayun po ang ating pag-uusapan. It's the House Bill 6875 o ang Anti-Terrorism Bill. Mamaya po sa ating segment na, uulitin ko po, Anti-Terrorism Bill. Ano nga ba ito? With our favorite security expert, Colonel Dencio Acop, and Attorney Michael A. Gaspar, who specializes in litigation and disputes resolution. Ngayong araw din po, pag-uusapan natin ang ating journey dito sa Protector ng Bayan so far and our direction moving forward. Pero mas magpo-focus po tayo doon sa Anti-Terrorism Bill. Abangan nyo din po mamaya, mga kaprotectors, ang ating kaprotector in action with our very own shoutout girl, Lea Maria Rodriguez. Attorney Eric, may add po ba kayo?
Salamat po, Ate Iras. Abangan nyo rin po, mga kaprotectors, ang ating pinakabagong segment. Ayan, bagong-bago po. Ang ating For the Girls with Ate Iras. At pagkatapos yan, i-announce na natin ang winner sa ating pa-contest na mananalo ng exciting na prize. Ate Iras?
Thank you, Attorney Eric. Now we go to our special events. Nitong nagdaang Biyernes, last Friday po, June 12, ang Araw ng Kalayaan o ang Independence Day. It's the Republic Act number 4166 of 1964. Let us all remember lahat ng ginawa ng ating mga bayani upang ipaglaban ang kalayaan na meron po tayo ngayon, na nai-enjoy po natin ngayon. Huwag po nating kalimutan na hinarap, na pasakit at sakripisyo ng ating mga ninuno para sa kalayaan natin ngayon. As to our special events naman po, pakitingnan ang inyong mga screen.
Yan. Mga kaprotectors, hindi po natin hahayaan ma-overcome tayo ng COVID-19 na ito. Kaya may COVID-19 man o wala, tuloy-tuloy po ang ating serbisyo publiko para sa ating bayan at para sa inyo, mga minamahal naming kaprotectors. So tutok lang po mula tuwing linggo mula 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. via Facebook Live. We invite you po mga kaprotectors to like, follow, and share our page to keep you updated on health, environment, security, safety, and economic concerns. And please invite your families and friends po para mas masaya. Ate Iras?
Mga ka-protectors, tulad po ng nabanggit ni Bro Roel, pwede nyo pa rin pong i-comment ang inyong sagot sa aming katanungan na sa gitna ng pandemya, napapanahon bang pagtuunan ng atensyon ang pag-amenda ng batas laban sa terorismo? Bakit o bakit hindi? For a chance to win 200 worth of load po. So, eto na po. Let's start with our first segment.
Ayan. Ngayon po naman ay ihatid na natin ng Protector ng Bayan Public Service Segment kung saan magbibigay ng tips and security ang ating very own security expert na si Ate Iras. Kung kayo po ay merong tanong kay Ate Iras, we encourage you po mga ka-protectors na i-type ito sa ating comment section upang sagutin ng live ngayon ni Ate Iras. Ayan, mga ka-protectors, ito po ang For the Girls with Ate Iras.
Thank you, Attorney Eric. So welcome po sa bagong segment namin. Mga ka-protectors, due to COVID-19, the popularity of digital marketplace and industry has gone very, very high, very in demand na po. Since we had our ECQ, it made us depend strongly on online transactions to buy yung basic necessities natin while observing the social distancing. Dati po, nag-online lang ako pag nagpo-purchase ako ng mga brands na hindi available sa Philippines. Pero ngayon, kahit na kape, asin, ito, ino-order ko na po siya online. Based on a study po last year by Arcos Labs, ang Pilipinas daw ang top source of online fraud and abuse. In other words, the Philippines is the top online attack originator. The report was based on over 1.2 billion user sessions or transactions na ginawa nila ng maraming analysis on attack patterns. Di naman po lingid sa kaalaman nating lahat na ang Pilipinas ay ang selfie capital in the whole world. And according to that same study, Philippines is a hyper-connected country with 79 million internet users. Kung lalagyan po natin siya ng online demographic, it's combination of the living population ng Canada plus Australia plus New Zealand plus Singapore combined. So talagang active po tayo mga Pinoy sa internet. So, the study continued to report that the Philippines had a 64 rate of unlicensed software installation, which is larger than the Asia-Pacific regional coverage of 57%. Malicious actors often embed malware into cracked, unlicensed software and infected the computers, and ginagawa po nila tong parang botnet to launch automated attacks. Para maintindihan nyo po, for example, gusto nyo mag-install ng Microsoft Office 10, Windows 10. Instead na bumili po tayo ng licensed product, yung iba po naghahanap tayo ng free crack codes sa internet. So hindi po lingid, hindi po natin namamalayan na nakalibre nga tayo, pero yung risk po na yung computers natin sa bahay na nilagyan natin ng crack code, pwede po yung mga attackers gamitin yun para po ma-infiltrate yung mga computers or yung cellphone natin na masusubaybayan nila lahat ng mga activities natin sa computers natin. At dahil po sa study na ginawa ng Arcos Labs, tinagurian na ang Pilipinas daw is home to an underground industry of spammers, click farms, and account farms. With that being said, paano ko ba mapoprotektahan ang sarili ko at ang mahal ko sa buhay para hindi mabiktima ng online scams sa panahon ngayon na kasama na sa new normal ang online shopping or purchases? So mga ka-protectors, welcome po sa segment na For the Girls, and this week's topic na Online Transaction Security, 7 tips ni Ate Iras for staying safe and protected. So let's start with number 1. Learn how to spot an online scammer. Be aware of the red flags. Usually, kagaya ng it's too good to be true sa mga presyo. Bibili kayo ng brand new iPhone 11 tapos ibebenta ng 10,000 lang. Di ba parang hindi siya makatotohanan? Isang example po, no actual photos are posted. Tapos inconsistent po yung mga sagot ng seller doon sa mga nagtatanong. Walang contact details na binibigay. At saka yung account name na binigay for your payment is magkaiba doon sa profile name na ginamit niya. Okay? So number 2, shop only at trusted and reputable websites. So you should know the difference of HTTP and HTTPS. Sa URL po, yung Uniform Resource Locator, or ito yung sinasabi nating address ng www page, dapat mag-start siya sa https:// Hindi po yung HTTP. Bakit po? Kasi yung may HTTPS po na merong para siyang close na padlock icon doon sa URL, ibig sabihin nito, yung website na yon ay may security feature siya na tinatawag na encryption. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng communications between the browser and that website, naka-code po siya. Hindi niya basta-bastang makakopya yung mga sensitive information such as credit card number, address, and the password. Okay? HTTPS. Tandaan niyo po yun. HTTPS na meron siyang parang lock, padlock. Tapos, number 3 po, verify the product and the seller. Mag-research po tayo bago tayo mag-shop. Before you trust an online shopping site with your credit card information, verify niyo po muna yung company and browse the reviews and others, yung ng mga buyers na ratings doon sa shop online. So according po sa ating guest speaker last week na si Sir Victor, yung NBI Chief of Cybercrime last week, sabi niya po, i-check niyo rin po kung gaano kabata yung account. Kasi usually, pag for example, ginawa lang kahapon, hindi po yun legit. Ayun. Let's go to number 4. Ask the seller a lot of questions. Because people who sell genuine products provide as much information to potential customers. Gaya ng sabi ko sa number 1, humingi po kayo ng actual photos, receipts, or warranty cards nung product na ibinebenta nila. Okay? Number 5, never share your personal and bank details. Think twice or thrice before giving your confidential information to the individual sellers. Pag humingi po yung seller ng birthday nyo, address, credit card number, CVV, yung 3 digits po na nasa likod ng credit card natin, or other sensitive data, tinatawag nating PII, Personal Identifier Information, refuse and cancel the transaction. If you can, report nyo po yung account agad para hindi na rin po siya makapagbiktima ng iba. Tandaan nyo po, tayo yung magbabayad. So, hindi po natin kailangan magbigay ng account details natin. Dapat baliktad. Sila yung bibigay ng contact details, ng account details nila kung saan natin ipapadala yung bayad. Okay? Number 6, check the seller's refund and returns policy. Legitimate and trustworthy online shopping sites have clear-cut, detailed, and fair policies on returns, refund, shipping, and customer data privacy. Dapat meron silang dedicated customer service that handles your disputes, your complaints, and the status of the delivery of the product. Para naman po sa mga pina-purchase natin from individual sellers sa Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, ako po personally, humihingi ako ng personal warranty. Nandun po yung pirma ng seller and the copy of his or her ID. So para meron po tayong babalikan just in case na merong false advertisement. Okay? And lastly po, number 7, use a secure payment method. Ang pinaka-safe po talaga is cash on delivery, COD. Pero I truly understand kasi ngayon no contact na tayo, 'di ba? So as much as possible ginagawa nila bank transfer or online bank. Pero if you can, mas prefer at mas ina-advise ko pong gamitin natin yung cash on delivery, especially kung nagpa-purchase tayo from Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter na mga accounts lang. Just in case po talaga, hindi po pwede yung COD, pinaka-safe po daw na gamitin natin is PayPal and credit card. And if the seller asks you to pay outside the e-commerce site payment na sinabi ko, it's likely a scammer. Iba pang example, GCash, coins.ph, and Paymaya. Bakit ko sinabing safe siya? Kasi kagaya ng PayPal, may encryption po sila. Meron din po silang mga dedicated na tao to check on the disputes on kung nag-transfer ba talaga yung yung bayad or hindi. So hindi rin sila basta-basta nagre-release ng money unless it's verified both ends. And also, please make sure to disable the option to remember your password or your PayPal and credit card details sa mga ginagamit nating sa online transactions sa computer natin. Di ba may lumalabas doon na, do you want the computer to remember this password? As much as possible po, never ang isagot niyo doon. Kung pwede po, isulat niyo na lang sa papel kung talagang makakalimutin kayo. Kasi po, pag na-hack po yung computer niyo at ma-remote access po ng mga hackers ito, pwede po nilang i-browse at kopyahin yung account details and password na nakasave po sa computer ninyo. Ayan, sana po may natutunan kayo sa segment na ito. Pakatandaan po maging mapanuri at maingat. Maraming salamat po.
Ayan. Sorry po, nakamute. Salamat po Ate Ira sa pagbibigay ng napaka-informative na mga tips sa ating mga ka-protectors. Kung may tanong po kayo kay Ate Iras, isend lang po sa mga ang mga ito sa ating Protector ng Bayan Facebook page. At gayon din po kung may questions po kayo sa akin at kay Doc Chard, pwede rin po kayo mag-send ng inyong mga tanong via our Facebook page. Napakarami pong impormasyon ang ating natatanggap sa araw-araw, sa bawat oras at kung saan sa ang source. Kaya mga protectors, ang mahalaga po, tayo ay maging mapanuri ng mga impormasyon na ating natatanggap at mag-ingat at i-reject ang fake news. You can regularly visit our Protector ng Bayan FB page for updates and information. Ang ating pong Protector ng Bayan FB page ay www.facebook.com/Protector ng Bayan. One word po, Protector ng Bayan. At syempre, please like our page and invite your families and friends to like us. Pwede nyo rin po kaming makontak via SMS, call, chat, or email. Our FB and IG page ay Protector ng Bayan. One word po, Protector ng Bayan. Our email address, protectornangbayan@gmail.com. Our mobile phone number is 0917-870-3486. Brother Roel.
Ayan, maraming salamat Attorney Eric at Ate Iras. Napakaganda po talaga ng pitong puntos ni Ate Iras, mga ka-protectors. Very timely po 'yan, no? Dahil lalo na po, syempre yung ating mga ka-protectors na kababaihan, no? Syempre mahilig sa shopping, diba? At ngayon talaga lahat nag-go online shopping na. At Ate Iras, i-request ko nga sa susunod, madiscuss mo rin kasi meron akong kakilala hindi lang sa shopping, pati sa mga nagpaparent, no, ng mga nagbebenta, no, ng kanilang mga properties, no. Marami po diyan na mga scammers din, no, na mga intermediaries, no, na for example, no, meron akong kakilala na 50,000 worth yung na kinuwento sa amin daw yung rental, no, for actually rent to own scheme. And then it's around 600 to 700 square meters. And ito po ay mga nasa premiadong lugar, no? sa ating sa NCR. Pero napakaliit, and then tsaka kayo isa-shotgun strategy pagdating sa actual no na transaksyon. So mag-iingat po tayo diyan at salamat po Ate Iras sa napakagandang mga payo mo. Yan. At mga ka-protectors, naku, muntik malaglag yung laptop ko. Anak, sandali. Naku. Ayan. No, hi nga po pala no sa Sierra Madre Institute batch 64 no ng mga kabatch ng aking nanay nagpapahay. SPED teachers of Josefa Bella Memorial School, mga Tanayans and Balikbayan. Yan, hi po. Yan. At hi na rin po kay John Kathleen, Maria Angela Rodriguez, Crispin Dayag, Jobat Esposo, Cirilo Balagtas, Marie Balange, Marlon F. Modillas, O.G. Mendoza, marami ito. June Española, Geoffrey Takusima, Tata Francis Sebedo, Jong Torres, Alcantara Bok, hello, mista. Teng Martin, Ian Hilario Salungsongan, Erdams Yonic Blues, kung sino ka man po, Roel Miklat, Cirilo Balagtas Jr., Jovats Esposo, Lindley Tibuk, Roberto Verones, Allen Valenton, wow, tsaka si Ian Hilario Salungsongan. Hi po sa inyong lahat. Yan. At mga ka-protectors, no? Pwede nyo rin pong, tandaan nyo po, pwede nyo pong i-comment no, ang inyong sagot sa tanong na sa gitna ng pandemya, napapanahon bang pagtuunan ng atensyon ang pag-amyenda ng batas laban sa terorismo? Bakit o bakit hindi? Para po sa chance na manalo ng 200 worth of load. Yan, 200 pesos worth of load po. Ayan. Ako pa rin pala. Tayo naman po ngayon ay tutungo sa susunod na segment. Sapagkat po mga ka-protectors, kasama nyo kami sa pag-aksyon. Tayo po ay tutungo sa mga protectors in action!
What tips can you give for kids who will be homeschooled for the first time?
Let your kids do their how do you say this, spend time by doing their, if they have any hobbies or interests, because when I started, my mom and dad, they're really supportive of of my passion and hobbies and interests. They let me do gymnastics, so I would also study in the gym while waiting for my gymnastics classes to start. And when I started, I really didn't feel like I was studying at all, because my science was actually based on what I was interested in. Like, for example, random thing like, why is the sky blue, or why does the sun rise and set? So we would just search about it and watch science videos from reliable resources. And that's how I would learn science. And also for math, my mom even let me, I sold cookies once in a school fair. So I got to practice my math by computing my profits and stuff like that.
So how many hours of homeschooling will that be if when you started?
Okay, so it really depends on how fast the child can comprehend and understand the lessons. I homeschool like 8 hours. Oh, 2 to 8 hours. Yeah, 2 to 8 hours day with breaks, of course. One thing that I really love about homeschooling is the experiential learning, is that I mostly learn through my experiences. Even though it's summer, I like to learn about what I'm interested in, like, for example, philosophy, physics, anything. Of course, homeschooling is a lifestyle. So experiential learning has become my lifestyle. There is this sort of group called Happy, Homeschooling Association of the Philippine Islands. The Philippines officially has a National Homeschooling Day, which is on March 3. And every year on March 3, there would be like a gathering for all homeschoolers from different homeschooling providers, and it's more of like a convention, and you can meet other homeschoolers and you can make new friends. So for the extracurricular activities, it's really great because you have more time. But for now, because of COVID, I've seen a few schools, they do classes via Zoom, so you need the equipment to do that. And I do a music class with my music teacher via Zoom also. Moving on to the parents, when it comes to homeschooling, in most schools, homeschooling providers, they have a sort of seminar showing the parents like a basic overview of what your child is gonna do when you enroll there, and it sort of enlightens you, I guess I could say that, like if you are really meant for that homeschool provider, so you can really explore which homeschool provider is right for you. Yeah.
Bye!
Okay.
Bye!
Tayong lahat ang protektor ng bayan. Iba't ibang antas sa lipunan, iba't ibang pananampalataya. Bakit ba di tayo magkasundo? Kailan bang tunay na pagbabago?
Ayun po, thank you, Maria. Marami tayong natutunan about homeschooling. Very akma po siya sa mga parents na nanonood ngayon. Mga ka-protectors, do you have a similar story? Paano nyo po isinasabuhay ang pagiging protector ng bayan? Tell us about your cause, whether it's a group or organization or you as an individual. Share your story and inspire our ka-protectors, our country, and the world through your noble intention executed into action. For we are all our ka-protectors in action. Kanina po, tinanong namin kayo, sa gitna ng pandemya, napapanahon bang pagtuunan ng atensyon ang pag-amenda ng batas laban sa terorismo? Bakit o bakit hindi? Mamaya po, babasahin namin yung mga sagot ninyo. Attorney Eric?
Ayan,
Thank you.
Attorney Eric, bago mo simulan yung sasabihin mo, Attorney Eric, bigyan mo naman kami ng konting insights. Bakit ba napakainit nitong topic na to, Attorney Eric? Yan.
Well, mainit ho siya dahil talaga po sa personal view ko, marami pong tatamaan na mga constitutional provision na malalabag yung ating Bill of Rights. Kagaya po nung pag-allows na mag-tap sa mga ng law enforcers under the proposed bill po, na enrolled bill na ngayon dahil nasa Malacanang na. Although nilipat sa Court of Appeals yung jurisdiction ng pag-grant ng order allowing a law enforcer to tap the lines or communication of certain individuals, masyado pong mahaba yung period na binibigay. Ang binigay po ay 60 days para itap, and extendable po siya for another 30 days. So, kung particular na po yung mga law enforcers natin Kasi requirement po na kapag nag-apply ka, i-describe mo with particularity yung tao at yung information na dapat mong itatap o i-gather. Pero bakit ganun kahaba? 60 days, extendable for another 30 days. So hindi ho ba ito isang form of fishing expedition para makakuha ng ebidensya?
Yan.
Apo. Ang another na na point siguro ho, ay yung at ito rin yung pinakamainit, yung detention period. So inaalaw po na i-detain ang isang suspected terrorist ng 14 days and extendable for another 10 days. Under the revised penal code, pwede lamang hong i-detain ang isang tao, depende sa nature ng offense niya, kung light felonies, 12 hours, kung less grave felonies, 16 yata, kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Pero yung maximum po is 36 hours lang for grave felonies. Ito na po yung mga murder, rape. So, napakahaba po para sa akin na ng 14 days at may extension pa nga po na 10 days kung talagang sigurado na sila na merong ma-charge dun sa tao. So, apo.
Yan.
Isa-
Attorney Henry. O sige.
Apo.
Tuloy na. sorry.
Apo.
Excited ko eh. Sige.
So, on the other hand po, sinasabi ng mga authors at saka ng mga pabor sa panukalang batas na ito na very stiff naman yung penalty. 10 years ang usual penalty imposable para sa law enforcer na magbi-breach ng provisions ng batas na to. Pero yung 10 years po ay una, bailable. Tapos pangalawa ho, sa load ng ating mga courts, gaano katagal bago marirealize ng victim yung justice. Bago niya makuha yon, medyo matagal ho dahil nga po napaka loaded ng ating mga courts. Wala naman nung bihirang-bihira naman nung magdagdag ng courts. So yun po, Sir Well.
Attorney Eric, di ba may mga ibang kaso tayo umaabot pa ng 20 years?
Well, opo, may mga nare-record po sa SCRA na ganun kahaba yung inabot nung proceedings from trial up to appeal. Pero dahil nga po ito sa kakulangan ng mga husgado sa bansa.
Salamat Attorney Eric sa iyong pagbibigay ng insights mga protectors. Ano pa lang yan, pahapyaw pa lang po yan At mamaya po makakapiling po natin yung ating mga guest speakers, no? At napakaganda po at napakainit po ng ating topic ngayong araw, no? At napakarami na po actually ng mga discussion online, no? And you can see it all over social media, no? Yung mga reactions ng magkabilang panig. No? At ganoon din naman po, no, ang mga no, academician, no, mga lawyers na katulad ni Attorney Eric, mga citizens, no, nakatulad natin, 'di ba? No, lahat po tayo ay involved dito sa napakahalagang bill na ito na later on will be passed into law, di po ba? Kaya po narito po tayo upang pong pag-usapan ang napakahalagang topic na ito. And alam niyo po, we are so blessed as well kasi kasama po natin si Ate Iras, no, and she has personal experience, no, she coming from Marawi. Ate Iras, share mo naman, no, I know that the personal story of yours na naging kayo ay nagkaroon ng syempre ng mabigat na suliranin noon. Alam na po natin yung Marawi siege, napag-usapan po natin yan in the previous episode. At sige po Ate Iras, paki-share naman. Yan.
Ayun po, I don't wanna talk about legal terms and all kasi that's kaya meron tayong Attorney Eric. So if I may, I want to share na lang kung ano yung naging observation ko from the citizens' feedback. So I'd like to categorize na lang the citizens into 4 group. Kung bibilisan ko lang to. So the first one, ito yung mga terrorists talaga and the sympathizers. So we truly understand that there should be a law kasi terrorism is not only a problem in the Philippines, it's a problem globally. So I totally understand that there should be a bill against that. So this first category, these are the people who are against the country and against the government. However, yung pangalawang grupo naman, they care less about the anti-terrorism bill, but they are more focused on yung government na mga nakaupo. So malaki din yung respect nila for the country, pero hindi po sila nag-agree sa mga people sitting in the government right now. And meron tayong third group na mga sa term na sinabi nila doon sa British Analytica, yung mga persuadables. Ito yung mga taong naniniwala lang kung ano yung finifeed sa kanila. So yung loyalty nila is nasa government. And then the fourth category naman po, dito ko nakaka-relate. Kami yung mga law-abiding citizen na we have disagreements with the current government, but we still have that respect to we believe in the government and the Philippines. However po, the Muslim people in Marawi, in Tawi-Tawi, in Sulu, all our lives, we are subject to discrimination and misunderstanding and judgment. Ano po yung magiging protection namin once na meron na tong law, pag naipasa na tong law? For example, ngayon pa lang, pag pumapasok kami ng mall, i-compare nyo po sa, for example, ito, papasok ko sa mall, okay lang. The next day, I come in with hijab, mas mahigpit yung security. And what if I talk to someone, let's say a tausug from Tawi-Tawi, and we talk about we are not agreeing to whatever the government is doing, and someone reports na, okay, yung dalawang Muslim kong kapitbahay, pinag-uusapan yung gobyerno. So, possible na mga terorista yan. Ano yung protection namin? Because once it's a law, it's practice and being implemented to everyone. So hopefully, with this discussion, mabigyan ng linaw ano ba yung mga kinonsider ng government and ano po yung mga rights ng mga tao nandoon sa number 4 na minention ko. So yun po, I'm so excited about this episode. So sana maliwanagan tayo. Ayun po, Brother Well.
Ayan, maraming salamat po Ate Iras and Attorney Eric no sa inyong insights no. At gaya na sabi ko, pahapyaw pa lang po 'yan at ngayon po makakapiling po natin ang ating mga guest speakers no. Mga ka-protectors. Pag-uusapan pong muli natin syempre no, gaya po ng na discuss kanina natin ni Ate Iras at ni Attorney Eric no, ang inyong ating napakainit na topic ngayong panahon na ito, which is of course the Anti-Terrorism Bill. No? At napaka-bless po natin dahil ngayong araw ay makakasama po natin no, ang ating pong resident security expert na si Colonel Dencio Acop, and makakasama po natin no, si Attorney Michael Gaspar, who specializes in litigation and disputes resolution. We are truly blessed dahil kasama po natin today no, si Attorney Michael A. Gaspar. Attorney Gaspar has attended the Philippine Military Academy and is a member of the PMA Masinag class of 1998. Yay! Yun. Siyempre, proud Masinag. Sir Acop, sir. Ayun na pala si sir. Yun. He graduated from the Pamantasan ng lungsod ng Maynila in 2000 with a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. He obtained his Bachelor of Laws and an Outstanding Law Intern Award from the University of the Philippines in 2004 and was admitted to the Philippine Bar in 2005. He also passed the Foreign Service Officer exams in 2010. No, napakahaba po ng qualifications ni Sir. Pero alam niyo po, without further ado, I would like to formally introduce to you ang ating pong isa sa guest speaker na si Attorney Michael Gaspar. Hi sir! Hi naman po kayo dyan, sir.
Hello, brother. Good evening. Hello, Panero. Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening po, sir.
Good evening po, sir. Of course, kasama pa rin natin ang ating paboritong security expert na si Colonel Dencio Acop. Colonel Dencio Acop is a certified protection professional by ASIS International and CBCI certified by Business Continuity Institute, a leading corporate and business security expert who held top security directorial and management positions in various global multinational companies. Good day po sa inyo, Colonel Dencio Acop, sir. Welcome back to our program.
Yan, sir.
Ayan.
Thank you, Iras. Naka-mute ako eh.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me in the program.
Yes.
Okay po. Salamat po, Colonel Acop. So, simulan ko na po yung unang katanungan para po kay Attorney Michael. Magandang gabi po, Attorney Mike. Good evening po. Attorney Michael, please explain what is the Anti-Terrorism Bill in a way that all of our ka-protectors, our kababayans will understand it better po. Siguro po, part na rin ng ating public service to disseminate legal information po.
Yes. Basically, yung the bill now, anti-terrorism bill, ang gusto lang gawin nun, gusto lang niyang palitan yung dating batas, yung Human Security Act. So, siguro dapat linawin natin na meron na tayo actually anti-terrorist law, yung Human Security Act. So, ang terrorism is already punished in the Philippines, diba? So, ang siguro ang nagiging issue lang ngayon, palagay ng marami, current bill affects the more constitutional rights. Diba? Anyway, ang terrorism naman, it punishes causing death, causing injury, causing damage to property, causing destruction or damage to vital infrastructure when your purpose for doing so is to intimidate the government or sow fear sa population for the purpose na you pressure the government to give into your demands. So basically, that's what terrorism is. It's consistent with how terrorism is understood worldwide. In fairness dun sa drafters ng law, I think they captured naman what the essence of terrorism is and why it should be prevented. The only problem here, as I mentioned earlier, would be the serious repercussions that might affect our constitutional rights in case the bill in its present form is passed into law. So yun muna.
Ayun, thank you po sa pagsagot. Mamaya marami pa yung follow-up questions. Mag-hi muna ako, mag-shoutout muna ako sa mga viewers natin from Marawi. Ay, Salma, Namiya, Jaron, Abdul, January, and Chiboy. Hello. Mga ka-protectors, remind ko lang po kayo, kung may katanungan kayo, just put it in our comment box and try po nating sagutin. My question is for Colonel Acop naman po. Please explain po what constitute an act of terrorism based on the Anti-Terrorism Bill. Please share your opinion din po on the perspective of a military security and counter-terrorism expert as to what are the elements or factors to be considered as the act of terrorism.
Thank you for the question, Iras. No? Well, before, just to add to my background, siyempre, siguro itagdag nyo na lang dun sa aking next time. So, well, I used to be in the military before I joined the private sector for almost 30 years. So, siyempre, meron din tayong konting background sa, the anti-terrorism. It was part of the job that we used to back then in terms of experience and training, formal training even. No? So, well, yung pag sinabi nating terrorism, even if we just look at the definition for terrorism, no, which is quite universal para mas maintindihan ng lahat. It's basically ano, di ba? Sabi nga dito, any a terrorist individual refers to terrorist individual or terrorist in general, no, would refer to any natural person who commits any of the acts defined and penalized. Well, this is how it is defined by by the proposed bill. But before I go to that, gusto mo nang i-share lang yung yung general definition of a terrorist, which is a person who uses unlawful violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of usually political aims or religious aims, no? And basically, we identify 5 types of terrorists, and terrorism in general. No? First of which is meron tinatawag na state-sponsored terrorism, or that which consists of terrorist acts on a state or government by another state or government. No? And secondly, we have dissent terrorism, which is that of terrorist groups which have rebelled against their government. In fact, in our part of the world, meron tayo niyan eh. Some of our local insurgents are actually classified as dissident terrorists, di ba? Matagal na ito, even when I was still in the service. Even the New People's Army, the Southern Secessionist groups, they're classified under this. No? Number 3, terrorists and the left and right. Ito yung mga groups rooted in political ideology, and nag-overlap ito. Even some of our local, example would be some of our local insurgents here in the Philippines as well, di ba? Especially the CPP, FPA nga. We also have religious terrorism, terrorist groups which are extremely religiously motivated. Papasok na naman din dito as an example yung domestic, some of our domestic insurgents. Again, the Muslim secessionists, for instance, no? Yung sa kanila naman is widely religiously motivated. They want to create a state territory of their own. And 5th, criminal terrorism, or terrorist acts used to aid in crime and criminal profit. Okay. Tapos, relating it to the proposed bill, nakalagay dyan ako kasi again, yung background ng proposed bill, di ba, parang it's carried from the proposed Senate version, and as it is written now, which is supposed to amend the current Human Security Act of 2007, as has been described earlier, sinasabi dito na terrorist is also defined as the individual that refers to any natural person who commits any of the acts defined and penalized under sections 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of this act, sabi ng proposed bill, di ba? And also, it is also defined na terrorist organization is as is described in section 26 or of the proposed bill, or UN, or the UN Security Council designated organizations as such. Okay. Now, if we review naman ngayon yung yung section 4 of the proposed law, well, like, looking at the provisions of section 4 dun sa yung paragraphs as listed, no? Section, especially section 4, nakalista dun yung mga yung mga what would be considered as terrorist acts. Now, not to be long-winded about it, pag tinignan ko yung first part of section 4, for instance, as defined, parang lang siya. It would be, you can actually classify it not really as terrorism per se, as is described in the part A of section 4. No, it can be just any ordinary crime. Same with part B, part C, part D. And I would like to hear from our lawyer guest din later on. It is probably yung part E of section 4 na parang mas maliwanag doon na what would be considered to be terrorist, what would be considered to be terrorism, kasi parang kompleto yung definition niya. It is the employment of violence and intimidation for political ends or religious ends. Parang kumpleto siya na gano'n, taken in its totality, if you wanna call it that. Kasi kung hindi, kung dinidefine mo lang na ganito, well, maybe it's identifying the elements, ano? Pero for it to be really, I think, related to terrorism as opposed to other crimes, you really have to put all of them together like that. Otherwise, we have so many violations defined as such already in the revised penal code. Diba? So yun muna for the first part.
Salamat po, Colonel Acop. So, tama po yung tingin ko po. I agree po sa sinabi ni Colonel Acop na marami doon sa acts ay already defined and penalized na by the revised penal code. Tapos, nag-agree din po ako doon sa sinabi niya tungkol sa Section 4 na parang will be adapting the list provided by the UN Security Council na who will be terrorists. Paano kung kasama doon yung ating local rebels? Pero ang pagkaintindi ko sa terrorism, ito ay just a group of persons na naghahasik ng terror, kaya nga terrorism. Unlike yung mga rebels na merong ideology. So parang yun yung isa sa magiging points against dito sa bill na to. So, para po sa mga protectors natin who just tuned in, you are watching episode 15, Anti-Terrorism Bill, Protected ba ako? And we are with Colonel Acop and Attorney Gaspar. Another reason po cited to amend the Human Security Act in a Manila Bulletin News Report, which Congressman Tupas disclosed that unless Congress passes the measure before the deadline set by the International Anti-Money Laundering Watchdog Financial Task Force, the Philippines will face the consequences of being categorized among the countries that are high risk and under non-cooperative jurisdiction. Attorney Michael, can you tell us what are these consequences? And are you aware of such deadline from the Financial Action Task Force, sir?
Yes. Okay, in general, if you don't comply with the requirements of the anti-money laundering watchdog, so we place ourselves in danger of becoming gray listed muna and to being blacklisted. So if we fall under those categories, it becomes harder to do business or banking business between the Philippines and other jurisdictions. So what they're saying is that will affect primarily the remittances of our OFW, one of the prime sources or main sources of revenue for the Philippines. So definitely you don't want to be gray listed or blacklisted. And historically, I think in fairness to Congress, they have always passed the necessary laws so that we become compliant with the requirements of the FATA. Previously, we did not include casinos, and because of recent events, casinos are already included in the coverage of the anti-money laundering ambit. And with regards to terrorist funding, I think Congress has already complied with that because there was a law passed 2011, Republic Act 10168, an act defining the crime of financing terrorism, providing penalties therefore and for other purposes. And so I think we're compliant. And from what I've heard, from what I've read, the watchdog has actually given us until next year to comply with whatever requirements we still need to comply because of the situation. Nandiyan nila na mahirap na mag-pass ng mga batas sa mga araw na ito. Sabi na flexibility na ginagamit yung Philippine financial institutions for terrorism, and we have to do something about it. I haven't heard of anything about that, diba? Lately narinig ko parang they wanted to include tax evasion in one of those areas to be covered by the Anti-Money Laundering Council. They also wanted real estate transactions to be covered, but I have not heard of any requirement that terrorism-related funding be included. But yeah, that's it.
Yun. Instead of sorry.
Yes, sir. Follow-up questions lang po. Kasi you mentioned po yung Anti-Money Laundering Act a few years back. Historically, we passed that law just to comply with the deadline. That's why it had 3 amendments so far, I think, because the provisions were not satisfactory to the international organization. Noong una 5 million, sir, di ba? So damihan mo lang araw-araw 5 million, makakapag-launder ka pa rin. So that was changed. Pero dito kasi my point is, sir, dito sa batas na to, and you said na you think we have until next year to comply, so there's no need to rush. If we pass it now and it becomes, alam naman natin na under the civil code, a law becomes effective after publication in a newspaper of general circulation after 15 days, pwede nang may mga rights na maapektuhan na magiging irreversible. So do you think po kailangan nating madaliin na ipasa na? Or should we take time to remand it back to Congress to improve the provision, sir?
Yes, well, as I always say, diba, I'm for the passing of an anti-terrorism bill. Diba? If security forces say that that's the tool they need to defeat the enemies of the state, so let's give it to them. Diba? I think it's our responsibility. In the same way, now we give them the correct weapons to fight the enemies of the state. We should also give them the proper legal weapons to also fight the enemies of the state. But having said that, as a lawyer and as a citizen, it's also my concern na whatever it is we give our security officers or law enforcement officers, dapat din, di ba, constitutional, di ba? Kasi they're supposed to protect the people, tapos bibigyan mo sila something that violates the rights of the people. So medyo mali naman yata yun. So in answer to your question, I think the proper remedy here would have been to spend more time, di ba? Parang crafting a better law. Kasi bakit minamadali, di ba? Baka maging political discussion na on, di ba? Parang ano ba yung priority? Pero yes, definitely we could have used the time to craft a better law. I agree.
Thank you, sir.
Yon. Yan. Salamat, Attorney Mike and Attorney Eric, no? And I fully agree, no? I mean, for one, no, I think it's pretty clear that kung ang excuse is compliance to FATF, I think we have laws in place that we have a very healthy financial institution. I mean, really here in the Philippines right now. So, well, of course, this is subject to discussion and argument, but this was pretty much explained by Attorney Mike and Attorney Eric, and to my, of course, I will ask that question later on to Colonel Acop. And para po sa inyo mga ka-protectors who just tuned in and you're watching episode 15, no, yung Anti-Terrorism Bill, protected ba ako? And we are with Colonel Acop and Attorney Mike Gaspar. Colonel Dencio Acop, sir, one of the most cited reason, marami kasing most cited reason, to amend the Human Security Act of 2007 is the ineffectiveness to counter terrorism in the country. Let's look at the figures. The Philippines is ranked number 9 in the 2019 Global Terrorism Index, the only Southeast Asian country in the top 10 countries most impacted by terrorism. The country recorded 424 terror-related attacks, which resulted in 297 deaths in 2018. This is a 13% decrease from 487 terror-related incidents in 2017. Of course, this is not just about numbers when you speak about terrorism, Colonel Acop, and I know you will you will shed light on this. And this is my question, sir. Is there really a need to expeditiously amend the law in your own on your perspective, sir?
Yeah, thank you, Brother Ruel. Very well noted yung question mo. No? Can I just add a little bit of something
Sure.
before I proceed and answer the question? No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dagdag ko lang dun sa nabanggit natin kanina, Eric, no? Yung the first thing that I would just like to clarify na itong proposed bill na ito, which is trying to amend nga Human Security Act of 2007. We're talking here terrorism nga eh. And you know, terrorism is terrorists. They are out there pero they are not as common as we would like to think of them. Okay? Prior to this proposed law, and even in relation to the existing law, very careful tayo na i-define kung sino yung terrorist. Eh. Like I said, you know, even in the current definition, in the current law, yung mga even in our own part of the world, ang mga kinoconsider talaga natin ng mga terrorists dito are already our long time local insurgents na matagal nang kinakalaban ng ating security services, which include the New People's Army nga and the Southern Secessionists. Other than that, it's really very difficult to wala namang iba pang talaga terrorist or terrorist organization within our part of the world, except for those who come in to our country from outside, like sila Amir Yusuf before, you know, who tried to blow up the planes at the World Trade Center, and therefore makikita natin na dito sa proposed bill na ito, there is an attempt to to expand the definition of terrorist and terrorist organization apart from yung mga sinabi ko. That is why we have section 4 nga, yung nakalagay doon na tinutukoy ko kanina. Now if you look at them, A, B, C, and D paragraphs, they're actually yung crimes. So there's this attempt to expand the definition of what a terrorist or terrorist organization would be. You know? So doon pala parang to my mind there's some danger din in the sense na para bang we would like to think of terrorist and terrorist organizations as if they're more common, but they're not. You know, it's especially in our part of the world. Meron tayong NPA and Muslim Secession, but that's about it really. You know, yung mga iba, syempre nasa ibang lugar na yon, ibang bansa, no? And then to proceed to your question, Brother Roel, syempre, actually from the although while the Philippines is ranked number 9 in the 2019 Global Terrorism Index and the only Southeast Asian country in the top 10 countries most impacted by terrorism, the decrease from 487 terror-related incidents in 2017 to 424 terror-related incidents, 297 deaths included in 2018, does not seem to indicate a need to amend the Human Security Act, no? I mean, because the figure is decreasing. Why would you need to? So parang this indicates it seems that the current law, the Human Security Act of 2007, already appears to be quite effective because there is a decrease in the incidents of terrorism-related, So I'm not based on that alone. Parang I'm not really so sure if there is an urgent need to amend the existing law. So there must be another reason, siguro, I cannot think of any. Like I said, it is not as common. Terrorism is not really as common as we would like to. Surely we have a lot of criminals out there, but surely they are not as many as hardly to be considered as terrorists, all of them, no? So mukhang based on the evidence, parang we do not have convincing evidence to have to need to change the existing terrorism law, to my mind, based on the evidence.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po, Colonel. Mga kaprotectors, kung may katanungan po kayo para sa aming mga guests, type lang po sa comment section and I see a lot of them already. Babasahin po namin yan mamaya para po masagot ni na Attorney Gaspar at ni Colonel Acop. Ang topic po natin... Yes po?
Ang dami na nag-react, ano? Grabe.
Oo nga eh. Ang topic po natin ngayon ay Anti-Terrorism Bill and you're still watching the episode 15 of Anti-Terrorism Bill, Protected ba ako? This is my question for Attorney Mike. The issues pointed out by some of the critics are is that the bill is very much prone to abuse of authority and it represses freedom of speech. Yun yung maingay po talaga ngayon eh. Attorney Michael, what are the contentious provisions of the Anti-Terrorism Bill? And okay lang po, isingit ko lang po yung isang question from one of our commenters. Do you think po, is there any hope that the Anti-Terrorism Bill will not be approved? This is from Ming Gomez po.
Okay, dun sa is there any chance that the bill will not be approved? So I think that's a political question on the part of the president. So I really can't say kung ano yung magiging take ni presidente dyan, but knowing na the president has always been an advocate for public safety, ganun yung advocacy niya. So if you only consider that factor, baka pwede natin sabihin na baka pirmahan na niya into a law. Pero on the other hand, we also have to consider that the president is also a lawyer. So siguro naman nakikita niya yung mga deficiencies in the law, which I'm sorry to say are rather, diba, parang masyadong obvious. You were asking mga defects in the law which might affect our freedom of expression. Definitely meron doon. But more importantly than affecting our freedom of expression, baka yung right to liberty natin is also affected, di ba? So if we're going to go through it one by one, parang the first issue na nakita agad ng mga, well, nakita ko agad dyan is they added a provision now penalizing inciting to terrorism, di ba? So when you say inciting, you incite through writing, speeches, mga ganun, presentations. So that can be interpreted as, siguro in this modern day and age, kung nag-post ka sa Facebook na ganun, di ba? That just by doing so, you might be accused or you might be charged or suspected of being a terrorist na agad in the sense that you're inciting somebody to terrorism, di ba? Kasi the problem there, the possible abuse there is, like for example, there's a terrorist group, di ba? Ngayon, yung mga terrorist groups na naman na ganyan, di ba, they don't espouse ideology lang. Para maging palatable sila to the general public, sasabihin nila na they're just not fighting for a certain ideology, they're actually fighting for oppression, di ba? Inequality, yung mga ganon. So, and then you have somebody here who's passionate, who's patriotic, na parang he's saying the same things na sinasabi ng terrorist, di ba? So, and then the terrorist, may ginawa silang action, can actually be charged for kaya nila ginawa yan because of what you posted on Facebook or what you spoke about, yung mga gano'n, di ba? So, there's a danger of our, number one, freedom of expression being affected by this law, di ba? That number one. Number two, and also it's prone to abuse kasi what would stop a unscrupulous security officer from charging you with a crime na wala ka namang kinalaman talaga. You were just exercising your constitutional freedom of expression. Diba? So that's number one. I also mentioned yung it's also a threat to our right to liberty because in contrast to the Human Security Act, there's a provision now empowering your designation as a terrorist. Diba? If there's supposed to be a list from the UN, and the Anti-Terrorist Council adopts yung list na yun kung who are terrorists, diba? I checked the list, it's a 174-page list, diba? It's containing mga foreign-sounding names, so I don't know if they're really terrorists or not. But I guess we just have to, ano ba yun? Ano ba ibig sabihin? Just because the UN said that they are terrorists, do we accept it as a fact na terrorists na sila? That's one, diba? But then again, those are foreign terrorists, so it's not really a concern for us too much, except na napupunta sila dito. But the problem there, yung getting designated as a terrorist. There's a concept kasi in law na there are certain crimes which are classified as continuing crimes. So if you're classified as a terrorist or designated as a terrorist, and then you meet a police officer, and the police officer already arrests you now just on the basis of that designation. Kasi if you look at the law, dun sa designation, sinasabi lang doon na you're designated as a terrorist. Diba? That's a preliminary to being prescribed as a terrorist. Ibang procedure naman. Pero if read subsequent to the subsequent provisions of the law, may provision doon na nakakatakot kasi nakasulat doon na in case a person is arrested without a judicial warrant upon the written order of the Anti-Terrorism Council. Diba? So, parang nagulat ako nung nabasa ko yun kasi under the Constitution, alam namin lahat ng mga abogado yan, di ba, na only a court can issue a warrant of arrest. And you can't be arrested without a warrant of arrest except if you're committing a crime in the presence of a peace officer or a peace officer of personal knowledge that the crime is committed. Tsaka yung third, you're an escaped prisoner. So ngayon, just by the mere instance na you are designated as a terrorist by an entity which is not even judicial in nature, di ba, hindi ka pa, nabigyan ka ba ng opportunity to contest your designation, there's a possibility na baka ma-arrest ka na agad, di ba? That's one. That's another thing. The proposed bill also includes a provision na other jurisdictions may request the Anti-Terrorist Council to designate you as a terrorist. So what if up to date ka sa current events, pinapaliw mo yung nangyayari sa Hong Kong, tapos nag-post ka sa Facebook mo na liberate Hong Kong, di ba? Revolution now, parang gano'n, independence to Hong Kong. And then the Chinese government asks the Philippine government, designate yung as terrorist. So, pwede ka bang ma-designate as terrorist? Well, based on the bill, pwede, di ba? So yun, di ba? That's designation. The next step is you get proscribed as a terrorist, di ba? Parang it's a judicial declaration already na you are a member of a terrorist organization or you yourself is a terrorist. Pero my problem there, if reading the provision, is there's a preliminary finding prescribing you as a terrorist upon a finding of probable cause. Diba? So to me as a lawyer, parang this is a criminal offense. Diba? So why are you designating me as a criminal person based on probable cause? Diba? Under the law, should be proof beyond reasonable doubt. Diba? Parang, so yeah, those are the things agad na raises red flags. Diba? So the most scary there for me is the new designation might lead to your arrest already as a terrorist. Tapos you might be judicially declared as a terrorist based on probable cause. Diba? It's not even proof beyond reasonable doubt. So yun. Yun lang muna. Konti lang, pero very serious na agad. Diba? Isipin mo bakit gano'n ba? Should we even pass this law, diba? So, yun lang.
Salamat po, Attorney Mike. So, agree po ako doon sa point yun na yun na mere designation ng non-judicial entity, magiging terrorist na. Pero bakit kaya openly may nagsasalita na abogado na sinasabi na hindi raw totoo yun? Judicial determination pa rin. Pero I understand dahil nasa kabilang side siya. So in addition to that po, I think sovereignty will be affected. Imagine, you will be dictated upon by a foreign entity na gawin mong terorista to. Adapt mo yung list namin. And it's a denial of due process as aptly stated by Attorney Mike. So, Colonel Acop, sabi po ni Senator Ping Lacson, there are enough safeguards to ensure that those who abuse power in light of this bill will be held accountable. So, can you please share po your thoughts on this, Colonel Acop?
Yeah, thank you, Tony Eric. If we read the proposed bill, yung many of the provisions parang okay naman, di ba? Pero yung this thing about protecting Bill of Rights, human rights, mukhang problematic nga. And I share yung sinabi na ni Attorney Michael kanina. Kasi yun ang mga very glaring. And it's actually been all over the news already. Kasi they stand out. So very, very basic ito. Kahit yung hindi lawyer, naintindihan nila pag nabasa nila yung mga ganong and then you review our Constitution, which is supposed to be the fundamental law of the land. And so therefore, if there are any inconsistencies with the Constitution, naturally, hindi dapat maging batas yan, di ba? And maybe we should ask also yung dalawang lawyers dito kung what really happens if a law which is unconstitutional is actually passed or approved into law, and would it be binding considering the certain provisions of it are actually unconstitutional. So, di ba? So anyway, yung sa akin lang, again, I will parang rehas lang ito ng i-reiterate ko lang yung mga nasabi na kasi ito talaga yung mga nag-i-stand out, and these are really the ones that are very problematic as far as the proposed bill is concerned, no? That it is really unconstitutional and takes power from the judiciary to the executive branch of government. Yun na nga, yung sinasabi na and that biro mo, it allows detention of individuals up to 24 days without court intervention, violating the constitutional provision na even yung pinakagrabe na violation is only detainable up to 3 days lang, pero ito talagang biro mo 14 days extendable to another 10, so that's what, 24 days. So anybody who has experienced jail, or even detention, just a few hours in detention can already destroy you as a person, So can you imagine staying there for almost 1 month? So under the proposed bill, the person can be detained initially, yun sinabi ko na yun, and then only thing needed is clearance from ito na nga, nabanggit ni Attorney kanina, the Anti-Terrorism Council, So, and this council is composed of 9 members of the President's Cabinet, and sila yung may power basically to designate individuals or groups as terrorists. And parang executable yung kanilang parang ganun yung tono nitong bill na ito. So, as has been said already. So, and also another thing is that it creates the new crime of inciting to terrorism, which is actually based dun sa crime na inciting to sedition and rebellion. Yung sinabi kanina ni Attorney, So, parang delikado rin yun kasi sabi nga nila, in the past daw, it has been a favorite in order to go after members of the political opposition. So, siyempre, kung ikaw ay member ng political opposition, nag-imagine ka na agad na you are a target, or anyone really who is criticizing the current administration for one reason or another. Okay, isa pa is that also, the bill removes the 500,000 peso fine per day that the person is that the person is wrongfully detained for supposed terrorism. It is supposed to be a check and balance, diba, against abuse of power, which was put into the 1987 Constitution precisely to sustain the gains from our experiences from the dictatorship, diba, and after the EDSA revolution. So, and precisely the current Human Security Act of 2007 has this provision to put in place accountability and potential liability on members of the security forces, So that this will deliberately prevent against misuse of the law, and protect against learn from the martial law experience. Okay, also, tapos to validate our point, we are already getting support from even international groups really in this regard. Kasi kikita rin nila For example, from the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, sinasabi nila na itong proposed bill is basically an unnecessary and tyrannical upgrade of the Human Security Act of 2007 and reverses the country's success from the overthrow of the late dictator. So we are going back, para bang instead of moving forward, we are moving back, probably in the guise of solving a problem, we are creating more problems. It goes against the democratic provisions of the 1987 Constitution. The Philippine people do not deserve a state-sanctioned attack against their basic rights while they struggle to heal from the pandemic. Pati yung timing mali di ba? As if we do not have as if yung problema natin ngayon hindi mabigat. We are fighting for our survival, and yet if this is slapped against our people, parang what is this? Di ba? Parang, is it not enough that we die from the COVID? We are also going to be prematurely, killed even before the pandemic kills us. Parang gano'n eh. Instead, they deserve for their elected legislators to utilize their power, energy, and resources to fight for mass testing, healthcare, and economic relief. Yun ang ating appeal to our legislators instead of focusing on this proposed bill, which is, as we are saying, totally unnecessary at this point. Such a proposed bill or law, amid the climate of the drug war, which we know is very deadly, and there are claims of from 15,000 to 30,000 casualties from this war alone, no? May give way to impunity. Yan isa pong problema. We are putting into law. Tapos there are many, parang yung sinabi ko kanina, there's even a widened definition of who can be considered to be terrorist or terrorist organization. So, mali natin, it might send the wrong signals even to our law enforcement, and you might even see a spike of abuses. So, I think there's a real danger to it. Another thing here also is that as if it's not enough, we are having this domestic parallelism in the same way na we continue to see China continuing to build illegal structures in the West Philippine Sea exteriorly while we are experiencing this domestically. So we are getting it from both ends of the